Hi, my name is Logan, and today I'm going to be talking about being transgender, what that means, what we as trans people want, and how it is to be trans. But first, I have to define a word. Binary. A binary is a system that has two and only two categories. In this video, it refers to the gender binary, which is a system that divides people up into two categories, boy and girl. It is rigid, and it doesn't leave any room for anything else. Being transgender means that you were assigned one gender at birth, but you identify as another. I am non-binary. I am neither a boy nor a girl. I identify as trans because I was assigned a different gender at birth. Lots of people have a rigid way of looking at gender. Boy, girl, that's it. No questions, no trouble. In actuality, gender is far more complicated than that. There are a ton of genders, even if you don't know what a lot of them are. Gender has to do with the way you see yourself, and gender isn't rigid or binary. In fact, many cultures have more than two genders. Many native cultures have a gender called two-spirit, which basically means that you have two or more spirits or genders inside of you. Mostly, all that trans people want is to be accepted, to be called by their names, for people to use their pronouns, and to live life like any other human being. This is why trans people ask that people not assume people's genders. It's important that each person be allowed to label themselves how they want. There are a lot of ways to be trans, and it means different things to different people. The only criteria I have is that being trans is not a choice. You either are or you aren't, and either way, it's okay. It's hard to be trans. Speaking as a trans person, it's hard for me to go outside and have people look at my body because I hate it. Lots of times I want to physically rip my skin off because I feel so disconnected from myself. It's hard to know that some people are never, ever going to accept me, no matter what I say or do. But because of all of that, I have to do my best to be kind to everybody, to show everybody the same amount of respect that I want them to show me. And I think that's the lesson. There are a lot of people in the world that will tell you that you're doing it wrong. But I say as long as you're comfortable with who you are, and as long as you aren't actively trying to make anybody else uncomfortable with who they are, then you're golden.